short ball. Yes, it's found.
Hello, Wicketers. Welcome back to the Wicket Watchers podcast. Today I am joined by special guest Charlie Cooke. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I look forward to it.
Yeah, no worries. Today we're going to continue our Ashes content tour, and I would like to start off straight away with the pitches. Which pitch do you reckon will suit England the best? Because I'm leaning towards the Perth pitch.
Okay. Going back to the Border Gavaskar series, I think Adelaide. It depends if you think that Bazball's going to work on seaming decks and spicy pitches and different things like that. If all of a sudden that then creates a smaller gap between how much better their bowling lineup is than ours, then I tend to agree. Perth, the pink ball test is probably going to make our bowling look a lot better than it is. However, I think Adelaide could be a bit flat. Melbourne was a great kind of all-round pitch for the Border Gavaskar series last year. I think if we want it flat and we're going to play Bazball on it and go at 4.5, 5 and over, I think Adelaide's probably the one that's going to be the flattest for us. But as I agree, I think we've got batters that will perform in Perth. I think Zach Crawley is going to have a great time at Perth.
I agree. But if you didn't know, Zach Crawley is my favourite cricketer. So I really hope he has a really good series.
I think he will. I made a video the other day, and 16-1, you can get him to be leading run scorer in the Ashes. I think that's a really good bet. If you didn't know, he averages more than 50 against Cummings, Hazelwood, Stark, and Boland combined. I think he's a better average than anyone else in world cricket has against those four. So he's worth a shout. You saw how good he was in 2023. He's out of form a bit now. He has been for a while, but against high quality pace, he's very good. Against county championship dibbly dobblers, he's going to struggle. Bo Webster is going to get him out a lot.
Which pitch do you reckon England might struggle on the most?
I think they'll probably struggle in Brisbane. That pink test. Australia are so good at them now because it's been phased out of every other country pretty much. There's not many countries that still play pink ball tests. I know we've just had one in the West Indies, but that was for TV deals and things like that. I think England had one in New Zealand a couple of years ago. England, India, most of the other Asian nations have just gone against the pink ball test because England don't like it because it's too cold. South Africa aren't interested in it because their ball moves around all the time anyway. And why would you do a pink ball test in Asia when your main component is spin? Doesn't make any sense. So I think they're so good at that pink ball test. I think we'll struggle in Brisbane.
Yeah. So back to the pitches. So you reckon the England-New Zealand series, the ODI specifically, do you think that gave us insight on the England batters maybe struggling a bit on the pitches? Because the New Zealand pitch is quite similar to the Australian pitch, aren't they?
They will be. I don't think it's going to have a massive correlation because I think they'll go about it different. The issue that England have in ODIs at the moment is because they're trying to play a 50-over T20. That's the issue. And no one plays 50-over cricket in England anymore. That's the other issue. So we don't know how to play the game. However, we play a lot of Test cricket. We play more Test cricket than any other nation in the world. And over the last 3.5 years that Stokes and McCullum have been at the helm of English cricket, they've got to a point where they kind of know the tempo they want to go. You just have to look at Lords this summer, where the ball was doing a lot, and it was difficult to bat. And all of a sudden, England kind of settled down and went at 3.5 and over for the day, and ended the day 320 for 5. That's never happened under this regime before, and it showed that they've learned a little bit. So I'm not too worried about that. I just think we're really bad at ODI cricket. We're ranked 8th in the world. It makes no difference whether we're going to win or lose the Ashes. If we lose 3-0 in New Zealand, it doesn't matter.
Another thing I want to say about the ODIs, it was a quote from Harry Brooks saying, you'd rather Jamie Smith gets out swinging at the ball and getting caught than getting edging it to the slip, and that just shows that we're not trying to play ODI. We're just trying to hit the ball like T20 cricket.
Jamie Smith averages 23 in ODI cricket, a strike rate of 127. There's something wrong. Jamie Smith does not need to go harder.
No.
Jamie Smith just needs to chill and up that average to 35, 40. Still take advantage of the power play, still strike at 100. There's no problem with that. You just don't need to go into T20 mode from the very first ball of the innings, especially when the ball is moving about a bit. It's basically England get bowled out for less than 250 or they make 350. It either works or it doesn't. They never ever scrap to a 280. It just doesn't happen.
So move on to the next thing I wanted to talk about. Who do you reckon will be England's best player in this year's Ashes?
Best player. It's difficult. It's really difficult. As I said earlier, I like Zach Crawley. I think that's a real outside, kind of an under the radar pick of maybe not the best England player, but I think he's definitely going to be up there. I don't think he's going to struggle as much as people think he's going to out there. You want to say Joe Root? He's the best player in the world.
Yeah.
But just that record in Australia worries you a little bit.
He'll get something this time.
Yeah, and if we do get massively seaming decks, then Harry Brooks proved himself on tough New Zealand decks to go out and score a ridiculous 100 to basically save the side. And then you could probably also look at the seamers. Jofra Archer having a good series. Mark Wood, Gus Atkinson, possibly. I think Bryden Cast is going to bowl really well in Australia. I think he's really built for it.
Will do well. Well, I don't know why. I've been thinking for a while. I just think Josh Song will get because last time we played in the Ashes, we had a problem with getting like the likes of Cummins and Lyons out late. But I know Josh Song proved that India series he can get those late wickets compared to like Atkinson or Archer.
Yeah, he bowls at the stumps. And he's very good at bowling at the stumps, and he has a magic ball in him. The rest of it's a bit wayward, and he'll improve that with experience and different things like that. But as you said, he's very good at getting the tail out. Just don't know if he plays straight away.
I don't think he plays the first test.
No, I don't. I there's more chance of him playing if they decide to go against the spinner. I still, my view has always been for the last year that just forget about spinner. Maybe in Adelaide if it looks a bit flat. Maybe in Melbourne. If Sydney sorts their pitch out, then maybe. But definitely for those first two tests, I don't think you need a spinner.
No. But I think they will go with Bashir.
The problem is spinners not named Nathan Lyon average about 100 and go at fives in Australia at the moment. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, it really is. I don't see why Will Jacks is there either. Or like, he's all right spinner, but it's just like if he was going to take because other nations already take a spinner who can bat well. But if we was going to do that, I would have took Reen Ahmed straight away because he is a really good spinner too.
I think the Will Jacks inclusion is if Stokes goes down injured. I think that's the only way he plays. I've seen a lot of people putting him in the first test and just loading up the batting. I don't get it. I think you're either going to go you're going to go full out pace and four seamers plus Stokes, and then if you need it, you'll get some overs out of Root and Bethel if he plays.
Yeah,
I think that would be fine. I think to then drop a seamer just to make sure that you bat down to 8. Jacks is a fantastic batter.
Yeah.
But if you're relying on your number 8, is there going to be a massive difference to what Jacks does at number 8 to what Gus Atkinson or Bryden Cast does at number 8? I don't think that there's a huge difference. It might be 20 runs. And I think an extra pacer will gain you back those extra 21 runs with wickets than Jacks would with his bowling. I think he's only there if Stokes gets injured and all of a sudden you can put Jacks to 6, play 4 seamers. You've got an all-round bowler as a spinner. A little bit like they did with Bethel for that last Oval test.
Is any play do you reckon is going to struggle for England? Because I think Ben Duckett's going to struggle. He's in bad form currently, I think it might continue.
His technique really worries me. That was my answer.
Yeah, that technique's it's not.
I think it's perfect for the pitches that England have been producing recently. I think it's perfect for Asian conditions. I think that that Australia is the place that he gets found out. In Australia, you need to be. It's either you need to be with a straight bat or a horizontal bat. You cannot be in between. And Duckett, that kind of cut that he plays or a drive that he plays with that horizontal bat, I think he could really struggle with that. And that would be my main issue that I'd have with Ben Duckett. I think he's a fantastic player and really hope that he proves me wrong. And I'm sure it's funny because all you're looking from that opening partnership, can they get us to 80 for 2? 75 for 2 about that and put a bit of pressure back on the Australians. Then all of a sudden you've got Joe Root, Harry Brook coming to the crease, and then they can settle in and go big with it and try and get you to those 300-400 scores. I don't think you're necessarily going to need in Australia at the moment. I think 300 is a very good score out there.
Yeah.
It does just worry me. His technique worries me. But I think I think we'll get the Ben Duckett production from Zach Crawley and the Zach Crawley production from Ben Duckett.
I think if you also look at Jamie Smith too, because I think both those two right now are in the greatest form going to the Ashes, and I think Jamie Smith also could struggle too because of the form thing. They're not playing, especially in the ODIs. They're both not playing that well.
They have played 2 games since August. I mean,
they haven't played a lot either.
And even in August, that was the 100, and Ben Duckett didn't have a good 100, but Jamie Smith had a good 100.
He did.
Yeah, I think Jamie Smith will be fine. Again, it's what are you expecting from Jamie Smith? If you're expecting him to average 60, then those expectations are a little bit too high. If you say, can he catch 95% of his catches, is relatively tidy behind the stumps, and averages 35, I'd take that. Yeah, be absolutely fine. I'd be over the moon with that. That's the output that I want to see from Jamie Smith. I don't want him to. I don't think he'll average 20. I think he's too good of a batter.
Yeah, definitely. So if you look at the Australian side of it, is there any player you're scared of who's not named Steve Smith?
The bowling attack worries me.
Batting-wise, any other batter?
No, there's not. There genuinely isn't. There isn't.
Really,
Travis Head will have one test where he'll just win them the test. He'll run a ball 150, but all of a sudden the game's done, and he'll win the test. He'll do that once in the series. That's going to happen. The rest of it, he'll look a bit scratchy and fall apart. That's just the way Travis Head is. I think I saw someone tweet the other day that Travis Head isn't a great player, but he's a player of great innings. I think that sums up Travis Head pretty well.
My other co-host is not here. He famously said Travis Head is better than Harry Brook. So
I don't think there's a debate at the moment. In all formats, I don't think there's a debate.
I don't really know what he was saying, to be honest. I don't even know why he went with it. Probably just because he's got a big innings in him. That's the only thing to say.
He's done it before, isn't he? He's done it more than Harry Brook has done, and stepped up in big occasions. Harry Brook's incredible 140 in an ODI in New Zealand, in a losing side, isn't as good as Travis Head scoring 140 in a World Cup final against 100,000 supporters for the home side. It's not quite on that level, so I understand it. It's relatively close. I just think that the form that Travis Head has been in for the last 18 months has just pushed Harry Brook ahead for me. I think Harry Brook could go down as our best ever all-format batter quite easily.
So, just want to move on to the T20 cricket, that's the Ash content on today. The T20 cricket. So England has looked really good recently. I've just want to ask you, do you think our chances are getting better for that T20 World Cup next year, as you see us play more? I know a lot of people have been like, how do you get Ducky and Smith back in that opening partnership? But I don't think you touch that opening partnership now with Saltwater.
No, I think Duckett would probably come in, especially considering it's India. I'd bat him at 3. Whether that's Bethel that then comes out, I think Duckett's such a good player of spin with so many sweep shots that he has. He has to be in your side for India and Sri Lanka.
I don't think
it depends if they go back to Butler going to 3. He obviously did it at the end of when Mott was there. He did it when he's done it in the IPL now as well. He was batting at 3 for Gujarat this year. So it wouldn't surprise me if he went to 3. I think his best position is opening.
Same. I think so good. But he's good at 3 too, so I think either way, we'll be fine either way.
Yeah, I think Duckett could be a really good 3, especially coming in if Salt and Butler get you off to a quick start, and then all of a sudden Duckett's coming in when the spinners are in. I'd prefer Duckett to be coming in than someone like a Brook or a Bethel or a Banton or someone like that, because I think that they'd struggle. Do I think England can win it? No. That's 2 reasons. I don't think the conditions are going to suit us whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I don't think anyone can beat India.
That's fair. They do have a 14-year-old just casually hitting centuries, so a bit unfair.
Yeah, I think that India side's too good. I think England are close to Australia and South Africa, which are probably, if you were going to pick your semi-finalists, what are we, 4 months out, you'd probably be happy with England, South Africa, Australia, and India. I think they're on the level just below India at the moment, and India are quite above the rest.
Yeah, definitely right now, but we've got a slight chance.
There is a chance. There is a chance. That India, you go back to that 2023 World Cup, and India should have won that. They walked to the group stages in the semi-final, and then they just lost it in the final. Anything can happen in knockout cricket, but I do just think that India side, especially considering they're going to be at home, you saw what they did to us in that warm-up series for the Champions Trophy. They just hammered us.
Then also what they did to us in the last T20 World Cup.
Yes, that was very odd.
It
was again just another kind of tournament in favour of India for a bit, and we get them on the only track in the Caribbean that spins. None of the fans can get out there because they don't know where they're playing, and it was a bit of a mess, that one. And then England completely cocked up their selections by playing 4 seamers. But
so about 100. So what? I saw your video earlier about the auction. What do you think it's going to cause? So I know 100's more like family friendly stuff. Do you think that's going to cause like the auction confusion for like some of the fans, because it's not as die-hard fans as like the Vitality Blast or One Day Cricket?
I don't think people care who play. If you're going for the family friendly, people new into cricket, I don't think they care who plays for who. I've spoken to a lot of people will speak to me because they know that I'm into cricket, about the 100, because it's on the BBC and it's all over the news and things like that. So people will talk to me about the 100, and they don't know who the players are. They just watch it and read the names at the bottom of the screen. They might know who Joss Butler is and Joe Root and Ben Stokes and things like that, but are we looking at? They're not looking at if Ben Kinney's good against left arm spin. that's just reserved for badgers like us. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't think people care. I think it was always going to switch to an auction. The IPO owners love an auction. They've done it in the SA20. They've done it in the ILT20. They've done it in the MLC. They've done it in the CPL. It was just only a matter of time. As soon as they bought those, it was always going to change to an auction. I don't like an auction.
I do. I really like the draft format. I thought it was something different because, like you said, auctions everywhere.
Yeah, I just preferred the draft because I think that it made you pick the best players available straight away. Whereas an auction is, okay, we're not going to spend all of our money now. We'll save it for the end. And then someone gets picked up for too cheap. Then all of a sudden you've got all of this money at the end of an auction to spend. I don't know if you saw any of the coverage on the ILT20, but it basically ended up with, I can't even remember who it was now, one of the kind of old West Indian all-rounders ended up with being the highest paid player in the history of the ILT20. And it was basically because there was 3 teams that hadn't actually got the players that they wanted, and he was the only one that was left, so he just got a load of money. And it just doesn't work.
Do you reckon the auction will cause any teams at a disadvantage, like those without the IPL owners? Because I thought you already saw that last year, like Trent Rockets losing Rashid Khan straight away because of the IPL owners situation.
I think Oval Invincibles will struggle with it, just for the simple fact if they can't keep their team.
Yeah, they got rid of the right to retain rule, didn't they?
Yeah, and that's only 4 players. So I doubt they're going to be able to rebuild that team as close to as they want to. They probably will bring 6 or 7 back with their 4 retentions and then paying over the odds for some of the players. But I don't think the IPO ownership is going to make a massive difference. Maybe with the rights to retain, if people are already kind of in with the other franchises, then maybe they're more likely. Again, as you said, I think Klaassen was picked up as one of these kind of rights to retain stuff before the draft last year because he played with the Durban. I can't even remember who it was. The Super Giants, wasn't it?
Yeah, he played Super Giants. Yeah.
So, and they own the Superchargers. No, Manchester Originals. So he got picked up for the Manchester Originals, like you said, Rashid Khan with the Mumbai owners. So I think that stuff's going to happen, but that stuff always happens around cricket. You could say the same of, are the Oval Invincibles more likely to pick up Sam Curran because he plays for Surrey? Probably.
Yeah. So before we end it, I did forget to ask this. Will England win the Ashes?
Yes, 3-2. We win it in Sydney.
I'm thinking 3-1. I think there'll be like a draw or washout at one point. I don't know, something like that.
I think we win at Perth. We lose at Brisbane.
Yeah.
And then Adelaide and Melbourne are a toss-up either way. You can give us Melbourne. You can give us. I think we'd more like to win Adelaide because, again, as I said, I think it'll be flat. Melbourne, and then Australia will bottle it at Sydney, and Stokes will lift the urn at Sydney. That's my prediction. It feels very, very kind of over enthusiastic about it. I'm not too happy about it, but I just. As Stuart Broad said, and he keeps getting stick for it by a lot of Australian press, this is the worst Australia side in 15 years.
That batting lineup is horrible.
That's not actually taking away from this side. It's just that they've been really good. It's basically the same side for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
They're just 15 years older now.
Yeah.
So, 3-2.
Yeah. I'm going to go 3-1. So, thank you for joining us today, Charlie.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you later, Wicketers. Don't forget to like, turn notifications on, and subscribe. Goodbye.